Today is market day. It's Saturday, May 10th. I'm very much looking forward to this market. I used to do it with my old business, my sewing business, and the organizers are just amazing. They're top notch, and I love them so much, and I'm so excited. So it'll be fun. I'm already on the road, as you can see. I'm waiting for my breakfast. I love a good Wendy's breakfast. They recently came to our town, and my sister was like, "You have to try it," and I'm addicted. I get it every so often. So it's nice for the mornings on the road. So I have to drive to the event venue. It's about 50 minutes from my place, and I'm excited. So I'm not going to film setup just because I'm by myself and it's just too chaotic and I don't have my tripod. I want to mention that I also won't be filming a lot during the event just because I film on my iPhone and I need it for my Square app. I'm now at the venue. On the way I assigned my 3 favorite words. I'll put it here. And what I bought because I couldn't resist and I had a few extra minutes. So we have to go inside to find our booth seating with the organizer. And there's also load-in doors here at the community center. So I might move my car and load in that way. It just depends on where I'm situated. Okay, I'm all set up at the event from my wicker table. And I find it's really helpful to hang the jellyfish. My mystery boxes, my bag charms, Scrappy Kitty. This is the towel rack thing that I had bought. I think it's a towel rack. I really don't know what it is, but it works great for markets. And then I use the shower curtain hooks from the dollar store to hang. Then this is actually the wicker shelf that I just bought at the estate sale on the way here. So I didn't have to bring in my wooden crates one by one. That's nice. Got my possum family. I think they look so cute together. And then we were encouraged to decorate our booth with like a spring theme. So I picked up this garland of flowers on the way here from the dollar store. So I had extra time, so yay. Captain's log, Sunday, May 11th. I've been wanting to do that, but I keep forgetting. So the market is now over. It was from 11 till 4 yesterday. It was so funny, the girl beside me, she did pottery and stuff. She was like, everybody's packing up around 4, and she was like, I thought there was a rule we couldn't pack up until 5. And like the other guy and we looked at each other and we're like, it's 4 o'clock, you know, like the event ends at 4. And she was like, I thought it was 5. I swear it's 5. So she made us double check because we were now wondering, but it was still 4. I think she was thinking it's a 5-hour event. So therefore the number 5 was in her mind. So, but all in all, it was a good day. I did not end up making my booth feedback, but that being said, I'm still satisfied with the event. I know I can't make my booth feedback every single time. I mean, yes, it would be nice and to have some profit, but honestly, I paid that like months ago, and you know, it was a great vibe, and like the atmosphere was great. And as I mentioned before, I worked with these organizers in my old sewing business, and they're so sweet. They remembered me. They were like, oh my God, Melissa, we thought you like either died or dropped off the face of the earth. Like, what happened? So I was telling them about like, you know, closing my business, and because I closed it in 2021, I think, or 2022, I don't remember which one. And I told them that, and they were like, okay, because like, you know, we Googled you and stuff, and no, nothing came up. And I said, yeah, I wiped my old business from the internet because I don't want people contacting me about it, right? So that was really nice of them to remember me. So that was really sweet, and it was a great event. I love these organizers. They put together so many things for people to do while they're there, not just like shopping, of course, but you know, they have like a hot lunch, they have food trucks, they had like cornhole throwing things to play with, and then at 1 p.m. they had a decorate your own wine glass, and everything was included. So like the paint, the wine glass, the sparkles, stuff like that. And then they had photo opportunities in front of like a photo display thing. I didn't get any pictures of this stuff because, you know, I mean, it was steady. You know, I left my table I think once or twice. But, you know, it was a steady day. And the sales were there, I think, for a lot of the vendors. I don't know if everybody made their booth feedback, but, you know, people were selling things. Like, I was watching, you know, my surroundings. So let's talk about what I sold. I'm not going to put pictures up just because I don't want to. And, like, it's not a huge amount. Inventory show and tell, like, 2 weeks ago. I'm going to, you can refer to that if you want to see any of these items. Okay, so the first thing to sell was the cream colored Baby Della Duck by Mod Threads. The vendor next to me actually bought it. As soon as I put it out, she was like, oh, I have a grandson coming and I need that. I said, oh, that's great. So congrats. So she bought that. And then I just made mini kitties the other day. So like I put them in my $5 bin and they're like little mini love cats. And so one of those sold. And then the next was a fidget worm. I made some with bubbles and I made it green so it looked like a pickle. She thought that was funny, so she bought that. Jellyfish. My jellyfish were popular again because I hung them off that basket in the front of my booth. People see them when they walk by. So if you make jellyfish, hang them from something. Because people touch the tentacles and they're so soft in their Bernat blanket, and I'm sure they're soft with other yarns too, but keep that in mind. I sold another baby Della duck in the color almond, and her sister bought a mystery box. I don't know what was in the mystery box because she wanted to open it when she got like out to the car, so that's fine. So one mystery box sold. That was fun. You can only get them online now. Like I went to the dollar store to check to see, like our local dollar store, Dollarama. When I go to the city, I'll check Dollar Tree. But I think it'd be fun to do like more going forward, especially my $5 items, because they're already on the sign, so why not? And then I sold another mini kitty that was the color gray. I guess it looked like her kitty at home, so that was fun. I sold another jellyfish, the teal color. So both the jellyfish I sold yesterday were like the two teal looking ones. So one was like a dark teal. So like this yarn right here. Then the other one I think was like a variegated. And then I sold my medium chicken for $15. And then I had a really tiny sea turtle. So not the $30 ones that I make by CJ's Designs, but this was a free pattern on Instagram for $15 to the same lady bought the chicken. So she spent $30 with me. But yeah, I mean, a lot of the sales were individual items, except for the mystery box and the, I think, almond ducky. Or maybe it was the mini kitty and the mystery box together. I don't remember. But most of these were, you know, just one items. So that was fun. It was a great event. I really enjoyed it. And it was fun to chat with other vendors. You know, the one I did last weekend, that was a flop. I was next to a crocheter and then like a reseller wholesale person. So I didn't really chat with, I mean, we chatted with the crochet ladies, but it was fun to see other crafts and stuff too, you know, and see people's passion for things. And that was really fun. So I'll tell you what I bought yesterday. I bought beard oil, regular $20, but they do a vendor special for $15, and I got that for my dad because he really likes a certain brand, but then that brand closed, so I was like, okay, we'll try this. So I got him that for Father's Day. It's coming up next month. And then I spent $10 on 3 cookies, but they were like filled cookies, and they were delicious. I bought one for Steve, but if he doesn't eat it today, I'm eating it. And I bought a lemonade for $5, but you know, it's like one of like the event runners booths that vendors could like purchase from, of course. They had different drinks, but lemonade looked so good and everybody else was walking around with them. So the vendor chickie next to me, Emma, and we really wanted that. So we got lemonade and it was delicious. I did give away one freebie item, one of my little pink gummy bears. There was a little girl walking by and her mom was like, oh, she's only 8 months, you know, she doesn't need any toys, yada yada, but she was, you know, reaching. And I said, she's welcome to have one of my little gummy bears because, you know, they don't take me long. She's like, oh, are you sure? And I was like, absolutely. So the little girl was so excited. She was squeezing it and they're perfect size for like little hands, the gummy bears. So if you're looking for an idea, make some little gummy bears like this big when they turn out, and they're adorable. I did trade for one item, so I'm gonna grab that and show you. So I traded a turtle for a turtle. The girl next to me, Emma, who was doing pottery and clay and other things, and it was so cool. So I said to her, I think mid-afternoon, I had said, if your turtle doesn't sell, do you want to trade turtle for turtle or anything else, whatever you want? Right, and she was like, yeah, I'm down. Okay, let's do that. So that was nice. She really liked my mallard duck. She's like, no, like, I'm not selling my turtle for $25. I'm not taking a $25 item from you. She goes, but she took one of the little, the palm-sized turtles. She took the brown one with the dark green body. That's the one that Steve had said, my husband had said, that'll sell fast because it looks like a real turtle. So he was right. It was the first one to go out of the basket. So didn't sell any turtles yesterday. Usually I sell a lot of turtles, but that's okay. It was still a good day. I figured the baby Della ducks would sell because they're usually one of my best sellers. I think just they're gender neutral gift for a baby, and I only stuff the head like a tiny bit so they make them like more snuggly. And like they're good size, you know, they're not huge. There was one lady looking for, and she ended up buying one of the ducks the almond one, she was looking for a baby gift, and she's seen my lovey teddy bear things, but she wanted it for a really tiny infant. She was like, well, they're too big for an infant because, you know, they are probably like this tall, so maybe like a foot tall, 12 inches, maybe 10 inches. She's like, oh, that'll be as big as a baby. So almost. So she was like, I don't want to get that, but maybe if you're here next year, I'll come back. And I said, oh, maybe we'll see. I don't know. And she took my card and stuff too, so that was nice of her. I did get to meet some other crocheters. There was one girl selling like stickers, and then her friend had like the inside, like their cubes. They did like an arch of cubes. So like the white cubes that I have, so like these ones here, and then on the inside, the little baskets with some little dinosaur chicken nuggets, some little Pokeballs, and something else. I don't remember what, but it was nothing that I had, so yay. And then there was one other plushie vendor. So hi Ellie, if you're watching. She was really sweet. She came over to talk, and you know, we memorized each other's stuff because I find that really helpful. Because you know, she had characters and she had dragons and she had things that I didn't have. And I appreciate when event organizers do that, unlike last weekend when there was 5 of us. But, you know, yesterday there was only one other, well, I guess technically 2, but 1.5 other. And Ellie was so sweet. So I gave her my YouTube link. So if you're watching, Ellie, hi. It's nice to meet you. So she had like Pikachus and like Pokemons. I sound like my parents when I was a kid. Pokemon. But she had character items, and her dragons were really pretty. I mean, if I had made $1 million yesterday, then I would have bought one of her dragons. They're really cute. So all in all, it was a great day. I really have nothing negative to say about the event. It was nice because it was climate controlled in there. It was in an arena, community center type thing in like a small town. But we were on like the ice pad, but there was no ice. We were just on the concrete that goes under the ice. And yeah, it was a great event and I really enjoyed it. I did have to park a bit far once you unloaded and stuff. You had to like go across the street and park, but it was fine. It was a lot of exercise yesterday because, you know, loading in and out, get in the car, parking the car, yada yada. So my legs are tired today, but that's okay. I just realized I forgot to give you my total. So my total sales for the day were $124. I believe the vendor fee was $186, so I am out $60. Well, $62 technically, but as I said, I'm fine with that. Paid it months ago, and yes, it would have been nice to make it back, but I had a great experience, and it was a great day, and it was a sunny day, and everybody was so cheerful. So I'm fine with the sales amount. And then, you know, I got a Father's Day gift for my dad. He's like, I'll reimburse you at some point when I see you next. And then I thought, you know, Father's Day's coming up next month, so I'm just gonna use it for that. And then something that he wants and likes, and hopefully, and you know, enjoy it. And it lasts a while, the beard oil. And then, you know, the $10 cookies, they were delicious, so no regrets there. And then the $5 lemonade, no regrets there either. And, you know, there was a food vendor selling my all-time favorite food, cabbage rolls. I love cabbage rolls so much. And it smelled delicious. And it was next to the lemonade stand, so that's why I noticed it. But I was a good girl and I brought my own lunch, a pasta salad. And I said to my vendor neighbor, I was telling her about it, and she was like, oh, they're my favorite food too, I'm gonna go get some. And then I was like, well, I'm gonna be a good girl and eat my pasta salad that I brought from home, because I bought it specifically for yesterday. And so I ate my pasta salad, it was a good girl, but then they smelled so delicious. You're sitting there next to me eating them, and like, I got a waft of the smell, and I was like, you know, I felt like Larry the dog. I was like, sniff, sniff. But she said they were good, but they're hard to eat without a knife, obviously, because I do eat cabbage roll without a knife. So the poor thing, she was wearing like a black blazer and like a white top, and I was like, oh no, girl. But I think she had her blazer closed, so I definitely would have too, or gotten like a paper towel. But yeah, as I said, all in all, it was a great day, and it was really cool to see the vintage estate sale first. I was talking to the gentleman that was running it in his driveway, and he said he just cleaned out his mom's house. His mom had passed, and yeah, they had a lot of nice stuff. My car was full from my vendor stuff, and I was like, because there was a really nice white wicker basket they had, and I was so tempted, but I was like, I can't fit in my car right now. And then I thought, you know, I'm going to sell all my plushies today, so I'm going to, you know, have lots of room on the way back. That didn't happen. I mean, like, I sold a good amount, and, you know, there was a significant difference in my bags. So I went back afterwards, like, on my way home, through that small town again, and the white wicker basket was gone. They were still out there, and they were like, "Hi, you were here this morning," and I was like, "Yes, I was." So I wanted the white wicker basket, but it was sold, so that's okay. And I took the scenic route home. Oh yeah, I guess I can insert that clip next during like my outro. So there's a small lake somewhat close to us. I say 40 minutes north of like where we live-ish. And it's so pretty. And I always take that road if I'm going up that way. I mean, sometimes it's out of the way. Add an extra 10 minutes to my route, but I had time yesterday. So I drove past it and I got a little video for you. And it's just so pretty. I love that road so much. And it's not often we get to see water around here. I mean, like, sure, there is like a beach like an hour and a half from us, but I hate sand and I hate the beach. It's just, ugh. So I won't go to that, but I'll sit in the car and look at it. It sounds like my grandmother. She always said that at the end too. You know, I don't want to get in the sand. I just want to sit and look at it. But I've been that way my whole life. I hate the beach. I just, not for me. But thank you so much for watching my video. You won't see my usual pink heart screen with my mantra, but you will see the water. So that'll be nice for you. So once again, please remember that you are strong, you are beautiful, you are loved, and the world appreciates having you here. I'll see you next Sunday.